Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the news podcast on TayNinhTV with some last events in our province as well as nationwide. And now we come into details. Ladies and gentlemen, on the morning of October 11, the Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính, head of Central Steering Committee on Housing Policy and Real Estate Market, chaired the second meeting of the Steering Committee. The meeting focused on discussing breakthrough development of social housing and also attending there was Deputy Prime Minister Trần Hồng Hà. The meeting was held in person and online to 34 provinces and cities across the country. At the connecting point, member of Principal Party Standing Committee, Vice Chairman of Principal People's Committee Nguyễn Hồng Thanh chaired the meeting. In his opening speech, the Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính emphasized that developing social housing is one of the key tasks, demonstrating the state's responsibility in ensuring social security and stabilizing the real estate market. The Prime Minister stated that the goal of building 100,000 social housing units in 2025 is a big challenge, requiring efforts, determination, and breakthroughs. According to the report of the Ministry of Construction, in the first 9 months of 2025, the whole country has completed nearly 50,000 social housing units, reaching 50% of the target, and it is expected to reach more than 84,000 units by the end of the year, equivalent to 85% of the plan. Localities, businesses, and experts also pointed out many difficulties and obstacles, and at the same time, recommended improving the mechanisms and policies for developing the social housing. Concluding the meeting, the Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính requested the Ministry of Construction to continue improving the legal system. Ministries and branches urgently issue specific and feasible guidelines. The Prime Minister also requested localities to review and adjust planning to ensure the stability, diversify capital sources, and encourage businesses to reduce the costs and share benefits to reduce the prices also. The government will take advantage of fiscal and monetary policy support and at the same time build a database and transparent trading floor to ensure the sustainable and healthy market development. For businesses, the Prime Minister suggested proactively reducing the costs, improving the governance efficiency, sharing benefits and risks with the state and the people, according to the principle of harmonizing benefits and sharing risks, in order to reduce the prices, creating the conditions for the low-income people to buy or rent the social housing. And the Ministry of Construction has just announced the target of completing more than 22,000 social housing units in 2025 in order to meet the urgent housing needs of low-income people nationwide. Notably, according to the statistics, TayNinhTV is identified by the Ministry of Construction as one of the 15 provinces and cities with the highest demand for social housing in the country. Currently, the country has 69 social housing projects with about 135,000 units, of which the ministry expects localities to complete more than 18,000 units this year, aiming for the target of 100,000 social housing units in the coming period. Notably, TayNinhTV was identified by the Ministry of Construction as one of the 15 provinces and cities with the highest demand for social housing in the country, along with the localities such as Hồ Chí Minh City, Hanoi, Bắc Ninh, Đồng Nai, Đà Nẵng, Nghệ An, and many other provinces. In the first 6 months of 2025, TayNinhTV held the groundbreaking ceremony for 4 large-scale social housing projects with a total area of nearly 18 hectares, expected to provide about 1,570 apartments, and these projects aim to solve the urgent housing needs of the workers and low-income people in the area, contributing to stabilizing the life and sustainable development of the local social economy. And taking advantage of investment attraction policies and favorable geographical location, the industry is witnessing remarkable growth, becoming the main driving force for the province's economic development. According to estimates, the scale of the industrial sector is constantly increasing, estimated at nearly 164 trillion Vietnam dong in 2025, an increase of more than 75% compared to 2020. In particular, the province's economic structure has shifted in a positive direction, with the proportion of added value in the processing and manufacturing industry accounting for 43% of GDP, and with this figure reinforces the key role of processing and manufacturing industry in TayNinh's economic structure. This role is also driven by the province's focus on developing industrial parks, improving the investment environment, and attracting high-tech, less labor-intensive, and environmentally friendly projects. And for the team of retired colleagues and elderly people, those who have devoted their hearts and minds to the cause of building and developing their homeland, The success of the first conference of the TayNinhTV Provincial Policy Committee term of 2025 to 2030 is not only a common joy, but also a great source of encouragement. Adding confidence to the part of comprehensive and sustainable development of our province. I believe that with the breakthrough solutions in administrative reform, science, technology, and innovation, the country has will propose appropriate target programs to make our homeland of TayNinhTV develop more and more. I really like the viewpoint of taking people as the center and the process as the driving force, internal strength as the foundation. Then I hope that this resolution will soon be put into implementation to successfully bring our people to enjoy the green technology. Then we will have the better lives, our health will be better, and the digital transformation. We will enjoy this digital transformation is that our people will have faster access than before. After following the content of the conference resolution, I see that the goals of the 2025 to 2030 term of the province have been determined very comprehensively with a long-term vision. In specific solutions, I am particularly interested in the fields of management, effective use of land, resources, and environmental protection. I think this is a vital factor in sustainable development. With the targets and solutions for economic development associated with the tourism development with focus, authentic directions, action plans, and strong coordination, especially after the merger, the country's innovation even like this, TayNinhTV will certainly achieve extremely good economic results associated with tourism. The sharing and endorsement of retired cars and the elderly after the conference deeply demonstrate the belief in the leadership of the party and at the same time demonstrate the sense of responsibility, the aspiration to continue contributing intelligence, experience, and heart to the course of building the homeland of TayNinhTV to become more and more beautiful, civilized, and modern. In recent times, the trust capital from local purchases has contributed to expanding the scale of policy credit, supporting the poor household and policy beneficiaries to have the conditions to invest in production, create the jobs, increase income, and stabilize their lives.
Since the beginning of the year, the total capital received from trusts in the locality has reached over 1,680 billion Vietnam dong, accounting for over 14% of the total capital, an increase of 417 billion Vietnam dong compared to the beginning of the year, and completing 245% of the 2025 road plan. Currently, the whole province maintains 280 commute transaction points. After the merger, the transaction points still operate smoothly, periodically according to a fixed monthly schedule, helping people easily access policy-graded capital right in the locality. In addition, the Bank for Social Policies TayNinhTV branch continues to coordinate with local authorities to improve the quality of commute transaction activities, maintain the effectiveness of periodic meetings, and ensure that loans are disbursed quickly, promptly, and to the right subjects. Through the commute transaction system, policy-rated capital is disbursed quickly and promptly to the people, helping them to have conditions to develop production, improve their lives, and escape poverty sustainably.
And ladies and gentlemen, on the morning of October the 11th, TayNinhTV newspaper radio television station organized a discussion section business roundtable with the theme Resolution number 68, Leverage to Help the Private Economy Breakthrough. Guests participating in the program included the Deputy Director of the Department of Finance of TayNinhTV Province, Trần Văn Tươi, and representatives of a number of enterprises.
At the discussion session, the speakers analyzed the new and breakthrough points of Resolution number 68, such as the mechanism and policies to support small and medium enterprises, administrative procedure reform, access to credit, land, infrastructure, the policy of eliminating the as-gift mechanism. Considering enterprises as development partners instead of management objects. In addition, the interveners also shared the reality of production and business activities, pointing out the difficulties and bottlenecks that still exist in the investment process, and proposed many solutions to remove obstacles and create a favorable environment for the development of the private economy. Speaking at the seminar, Deputy Director of the Department of Finance of TayNinhTV Province, Trần Văn Tươi, affirmed that the province will concretize Resolution number 68 with synchronous policies and solutions focusing on unlocking resources, promoting the role and creativity of the private economic sector, contributing to promoting growth and restructuring the local economy. The seminar is a forum for expert managers in the business community to exchange, share experiences, and propose solutions to character resolution number 68 of the Politburo debate, building a transparent and favorable investment environment, creating momentum for the private economy of TayNinhTV to develop sustainably, becoming one of the important pillars of the economy.
And the first conference of the Provincial Party Committee this new term has identified the 4 key tasks, focusing on implementing the national defense laws, improving the effectiveness of foreign affairs, maintaining border sovereignty, ensuring security, safety and security for the people, promoting the rapid and sustainable socio-economic development. Immediately after the conference, the officials and soldiers of provincial armed forces showed high determination, ready to concretize the goals and tasks into practical work, training and combat readiness. Putting national defense and security tasks as the center demonstrate the intention and responsibility of the Provincial Party Committee for the work of protecting the homeland early and from afar, ensuring a stable and safe environment for sustainable socio-economic development. Affirming the position and role of the provincial armed forces in building a solid provincial defense goal, closely linking national defense and security with economic development, foreign affairs, as well as better international integration in the coming time. As a soldier, I am particularly impressed with the spirit of innovation in leadership and management of the province, the attention of the Provincial Party Committee to the national defense and security work, building a solid defense goal, linking the task of protecting the homeland with the socio-economic development. And this conference has added a new confidence when the new era for the officers and the soldiers of the entire force. Promoting the tradition of loyalty, self-reliance, solidarity, victory, the TayNinhTV armed forces continue to strive excellently complete their tasks, contributing to maintaining the border sovereignty, political stability, and building an increasingly prosperous homeland. And labor employment work in TayNinhTV continues to record many positive results, contributing to the socio-economic stability of the province. And in the last quarter alone, the whole province has consulted and introduced jobs to over 7,000 people, supporting the workers to access the market and suitable job opportunities.
Along with that, the province also promoted the work of sending workers to work abroad under contract. During the quarter, 280 workers went abroad, mainly to markets with stable income such as Japan. Up to now, the rate of change workers in TayNinhTV has reached over 75%, of which nearly 31% of workers have degrees and certificates. In the coming time, TayNinhTV will continue to focus on vocational training associated with the excellence of businesses while promoting digital transformation in connecting labor supply and demand, aiming to self-sustainable employment for people.
And after 3 months of implementing the law on social insurance and health insurance in 2024, along with streamlining the process and improving the service efficiency, the work of developing insurance participants in TayNinhTV province has achieved many positive results. According to statistics, by September of 2025, the number of people participating in compulsory social insurance increased by more than 9,000 people compared to the previous month and increased by more than 27,800 people compared to the end of 2024. Notably, thanks to the new regulations of the law on social insurance, many groups of subjects participating for the first time, such as unpaid business managers, business owners, and non-professional workers in villages and hamlets, increased significantly. In addition, the number of the people participating in voluntary social insurance also increased compared to the previous month. Particularly for health insurance, the number of participants increased sharply, increasing by more than 15,000 people compared to the previous month and more than 37,500 people compared to the end of 2024. However, some groups decreased due to population fluctuations, rearrangement of poor and near poor households, and adjustment of support policies. And we move to other news, ladies and gentlemen. On October the 10th at the Thăng Long Imperial Cicado Heritage Center, the Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính attended the opening ceremony of the first World Culture Festival in Hanoi. The event gathered 48 countries from 5 continents with the theme "Culture is the Foundation, Art is the Means," creating a colorful space connecting cultures. The festival includes 45 cultural spaces, 34 international culinary booths, and 23 domestic and foreign art troupes, 12 publishing units, and international film screenings from 22 countries. Speaking in the opening ceremony, the Prime Minister emphasized the role of culture as an endogenous force in sustainable development, connecting the people and economies, and expressed his wish for the festival to become an annual international brand of Vietnam. Immediately after the opening ceremony, there will be a special art program called Colors of Vietnam, Rhythms of the World, consisting of the 3 chapters connecting traditional heritage with modernity and integration. The festival will continue until October 12 with many exciting exchange activities. And ladies and gentlemen, when talking about Ba Đen Mountain National Tourist Area, the highest mountain in the south, people often remember the majestic scenery and the bustling crowds of tourists during the holidays and the Tet Eve. Behind the bustling atmosphere, here is the image of the porters. To be a worshipping structure, shops are goods to serve the needs of eating and shopping for tourists. There are the people who quietly choose the job of porters, following the mountainsides to make a living. With an altitude of 986 meters, the journey to the top of Ba Đen Mountain is not easy. But for these porters, the road is even heavier because on their shoulders are thousands of kilograms of materials, goods, etc., overcoming its rocky slope. This is Mr. Đặng Văn Bình, 55 years old, living in Ninh. Mr. Bình has been working as a porter since 1999. Every day he carries 2 bags of construction materials. It's weighing for 80 kilograms and is paid for 3,000 Vietnam dong per kilograms. And to get nearly 500,000 Vietnam dong in hand, he has to work hard under the sun until all day, trying it with a lot of sweat and his health. It's very painful, but I have to try. In the morning, when I carry sandbags, my whole body arches, but after walking for a while, I stretch my muscle and then it gets better. In the evening, I rub my legs with hot oil to stretch them, and if I don't rub them, they will be very painful. Not only carrying sand, rocks, and cement, these people also transport supplies, food, and drinks for the shops along both sides of the road up to the mountain. I have to come here to carry lots of 4 or 5 hours, 5 or 6 hours. Sometimes I come back. Sometimes I come back at noon. Sometimes I carry goods and I come back in the afternoon. Depending on the amount of goods, and the income is 400,000 or 500,000 Vietnam dong per day. Sometimes 200 or 300 Vietnam dong. Sometimes 200 or 300,000 Vietnam dong per day. In the past, there were about 50 people working as porter all over the mountain. In recent years, many have retired, and now only about half remain. Most of the work is too hard. Few people have strength to continue this profession for a long time. Back then, I came here to work for a few months each year, and then I quit because this job was too hard and too heavy. I couldn't stand it. After working with many places, I also came here. I mainly came here to earn money every day. I just delivering goods to the people and I got money, making it easier to cover my life. To ensure that the porters' activities are orderly and civilized and polite, the Management Board of Ba Đen Mountain National Tourist Area has established a porter team with 23 members. In addition to transporting the goods, there are also an extended arm supporting the Management Board in maintaining the security and order and environmental sanitation in the tourist area. And that's all for today, TTV News. Thank you for being with us, and goodbye for now.